Hi, I'm Bob Rankin. I'm an artist and art educator, and I've been painting and teaching for almost 40 years now, and I absolutely love it. When I was teaching high school, one of the most important things that you could teach the students was a simple color blend. How do you get one color to blend into the next color? And I'm going to show you that today, and I hope that you enjoy it. So what we're starting off with is white, and this is titanium white. And I always put down twice the amount of white that I do with any other color. It just seems like we use that much more paint. In addition to that, I'm going to be bringing in some yellow, and this is lemon yellow this is in the starter kit. And with that, just a liberal amount of yellow there. And then I'm also going to be using some Matisse Southern Ocean Blue. And it just gives you a wonderful super saturation of pigment. It's a great, great color to work with. So now how would you possibly use this? If you think about color blends, they're so important in landscapes to get the sky, if you're going from light to dark in the sky. And in this case, I've brought in a painting for you that was based on an underwater diving experience that I had in the Fiji Islands. So take a look back here, and you can see that I have a really nice light to dark color blend. And it's always much easier if you remember the old Ford automobile, the Ford Limited, LTD, light to dark. It's always much easier to go from light to dark. You use a lot less paint. And if you should make a mistake, and remember, there are no mistakes in art, only creative delays, it's much easier to cover up a light paint with dark paint than the reverse of that. So how do we get started? Well, it's very important that I have a good working brush here, and this is a size 20 brush. This also comes in the starter set, and I'm going to be using this with just mixing in a little bit of water. And the way that I check this is that I can actually listen to my brush. I take a look to get a visual readout to make sure I'm getting plenty of paint on the brush. But if you listen very carefully, you can hear me, feed me, feed me. You can tell that those inner little bristles there need more paint. And I'm going to come back down here to the Southern Ocean Blue, add just a little touch of water to it. And as long as you're blending the same consistencies, meaning the same amount of water to paint, or if you're working with a binding agent like matte medium or gel medium, that you have the same amount of each of those in the paints that you're mixing. And again, I'm working that brush back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you can see that that paintbrush is super saturated with paint. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and apply that first layer. And you can see it's really opaque. I'm getting a really nice coating. And because it's thick and because it's opaque, it's going to give me a little bit more drying time, which is so crucial when you're working with acrylics. Now, I want that to go a little bit darker, light to dark. And again, I work that brush. You can hear how much I'm putting pressure on with that brush to get that paint into those bristles. So at this point, I'm coming back in, and you can see that that paint, even though it's got a lot of phthalo in it, is very opaque. Now, you can see that it's definitely different between this value of lighter blue and this darker value. How do I get them to blend in? I am using a figure 8 method here, and if you see, it's almost like I'm figure skating. I'm going back and forth, and I'm also lightening up on the amount of pressure that I'm applying to the brush. Previously, I was really digging into that surface, and now I'm just barely touching it. That's called feathering it in. And you can see that that's a real nice color transition. So what if I wanted to lighten that up? Down at the base, just for a little experiment, I'm going to take a little bit of this light blue, bring in some of the yellow, just a little touch of water here, and again working that brush back and forth, a lot of pressure. Down here, let's see if I wanted this to go light. So here you can see that strong contrast, but then how do I get it to blend in? Again, figure 8. Bring in a little bit more water. And I'm doing this for a purpose because I want you to see what happens when I have an edge like this. Another way of blending is to rinse that brush out completely. Then I'm going to mop it up, get as much of that water out on the edge of your container. Then I'm actually going to use several paper towels here because I want this brush to be damp, not dry, just damp. And then by barely touching it, again, the figure 8 movement, back and forth, back and forth. And you can see that you get a real nice transition there. So I hope this helps you. It's a great start, and I would love for you to check out my DVD about how to paint underwater. It's going to be an exciting DVD, and it uses this in the painting itself. So thank you again. My name's Bob Rankin.